DWD crew, you want to book a Disney vacation, a Disney World vacation in Florida. You want to go somewhere iconic. You want this to be memorable. So where do you go? Where do you stay? Well, if you want that, there probably is really no better Disney iconic resort than the Polynesian Village Resort. It's not just a hotel. It is quite literally a piece of Disney World history, and it commands one of the highest price tags for also that reason. Because for up to about $1,000 a night, you need to know, though, if you are actually walking into a tropical paradise or if you're getting into a crowded tourist trap. So we're going to break down the pros and cons of the Polynesian and let you know if it is worth it for you. So today, without further ado, we declassify the Polynesian Village Resort. All right, crew, hit that like and subscribe button. It's what keeps us going. We don't just review, we debrief, and we help plan. And your support keeps those missions active so we can keep giving you a tactical edge like nobody else. All right, so we're at the Polynesian. This resort is a legacy target. It's been a little bit of history. It's been in operation since October 1st, 1971. It was one of the original 2 hotels at Walt Disney World, Florida, along with the Contemporary. And so construction was a bit of an engineering risk. Disney worked with U.S. Steel to build the rooms as modular units, 9-ton steel framed rooms, fully finished right down to the wallpaper on an assembly line, trucked to the site, stacked in cranes, and brought into the frames. I mean, it remains one of the largest and one of the busiest resorts on property. And it really does exist as like at the center pretty well of the start of Disney World, Florida, right by Magic Kingdom and the Contemporary and the Grand Floridian. So where do you start? Well, your mission starts at the Great Ceremonial House. This is the main building of the resort and really the heart of it. And inside you'll find all sorts of assets that can help you on your trip. And on the second floor, you've got 2 primary supply depots. Spanning off from the first floor, you've got connections nearby for the monorail, and you've got ferries, and so you've got all kinds of options with this resort because of where it's located. On the first floor, though, in terms of shops, you've got the BouTiki, which carries high-end resort wear, exclusive hotel merchandise. It's essentially the gift shop. On the second floor, we've got things like Moana, Mercantile. This is the tactical shop. You've got pharmacy items here, groceries if you need to restock on something for your room. And also for quick service and just general food options, the Polynesian is pretty good in that regard. I mean, we've got options here. You've got Captain Cook's for quick service, right? You've got their signature Tonga toast, sourdough bread, stuffed with bananas, deep fried, rolled in cinnamon sugar. It's essentially a form of deep fried French toast almost in the block. It's good. If you need Dole Whips, I mean, hey, the benefit of Polynesian is you don't have to go to Magic Kingdom to get them. You've got them in the resort just outside the main building in the lobby. If you go outside the back doors, you've got the Pineapple and I window right there, and you can get Dole Whips right there at the Polynesian anytime you want. All right, let's talk quarters, where you sleep. All right, so let's talk rooms, right? So the rooms feature a subtle Moana-inspired decor. The size is generally pretty excellent for these rooms. Now, keep in mind, as I said, you're looking at, I think one of the lowest price rooms is in the mid-800s, sorry. But for most of them, if not almost all, you are looking at about a minimum $1,000 a night plus tax. So this room that we're going to review here is the deluxe studio room with the preferred view. So it has a view of the Seven Seas Lagoon. And what you get is a queen bed, a queen pull down. It's good size. I mean, the pull down is neat. You pull down this bed and you can, you move the coffee table out of the way, and it has some really cool kind of Moana decorations there. And then there's also the single pull down bed. It unfolds out from under the TV. I had a little hard time trying to find the handle as I was filming this, but it's a good size too. It's got a little nightlight in there, and then there's 2 bathrooms as well. And the bathrooms are good sized bathrooms, but the 2 bathrooms is nice, so you don't have to share a bathroom with your kids, which is good. So one of the biggest tactical advantages in securing a room with a view of the Seven Seas Lagoon is, you guessed it, you get to watch the Magic Kingdom fireworks directly from your balcony every single night if you want. For the full immersion, you can even pipe the fireworks music through your TV speakers. You can hear it outside from your balcony, but you can turn it on to the channel there on your television in your room, and the music that's being played at Magic Kingdom is going to come right through your TV speakers. You can also get the same view though from the beach. You can get so on the beach at the Polynesian Resort, you also get the music piped in there, and you can also get it from Ohana. We're going to review Ohana, tell you if it's worth it or not in a separate video. But Ohana is the family-style restaurant the resort is well known for. It's got a lot of memories for a lot of people, nostalgic place. And like I said, we'll cover that in another video. But you can get a view of the fireworks from the Ohana restaurant. So something to keep in mind. All right, so lots of options there. Now, what else can you do here? Well, there's also a hidden asset, and that's deep in the great ceremonial house is Trader Sam's Grog Grotto. Now, it feels like a secret bar, if you will, because you have to find this nondescript door in a quiet hallway near Captain Cook's quick service restaurant, although you're way outside. And the outpost, the backstory. What's the outpost store backstory here? Well, it opens in 2015, and it's founded by Trader Sam, the head salesman of the Jungle Cruise. And so after years of shrinking heads, Sam realizes more money in shrinking thirst. So he opens Grotto to sell his secret recipes to tourists. Now, there's no reservations here, so you have to essentially find the person at the door and join the digital walk-up list, and it fills up really fast. It's a small place inside, so it's pretty exclusive. Now, the room is also reactive, making you feel like you're at a bar on a pirate's island kind of thing, and it's really cool. So, depending on what everybody orders, the room comes alive with volcanoes, storms, animatronic effects, triggered by the skippers behind the bar. So you order something, the room comes alive with your particular drink. Somebody else orders something different, comes alive in a different way for somebody else's drink. It's I gotta say, it's pretty cool. Okay, it's a neat thing to try and to do. I mean, you're at the Polynesian, you gotta do it. Well, you have to do it. You can also get actually at the Polynesian we argue Disney World's best margarita is at the pool bar at the Polynesian. So check out our video on margaritas, and you'll see what we suggest there is the rose gold margarita. All right, so the newest expansion, Polynesian got even bigger a year ago with the Island Tower. It's a dedicated Disney Vacation Club area. More rooms, more modern rooms. They are modern rooms, though, and the old Polynesian, I gotta say, the theming just feels better than the new rooms. The new rooms feel a little kind of hotelish to me. Even the lobby of the Island Tower feels a little hotelish. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. You're at a hotel, but I mean, yeah, it's different. The Polynesian has character. It's got theming that is just so unique and just really feels like you are on vacation. Now, the Island Tower area has its own little pool and splash area themed after Moana. Also brings a new dining option to the site, so there's more capacity there now for more restaurants. And you could take a walk from here all the way down to the Grand Floridian as well. It's a nice seamless walk. Nice thing to do in the evening too. So, all this being said, what's the pros? Let's recap it. The immersive atmosphere is unmatched at the Polynesian. It is a champ for this. If you want to feel like you are in the South Pacific and you are on vacation, boy, does the Polynesian have that locked up. I mean, the theming of the rooms to the just atmosphere of the general place, to the restaurants, it's so cool in that regard. The food, you've got lots of options here for food and for drinks. Really, really good options. You've got Ohana. You've got, of course, that gets busy, so you always remember 60 days in advance. If you're staying on a resort, you've got to book your restaurants. You know, you've got the classic Tonga toast. You've got Dole Whips. You've got Trader Sam's. You've got Grog's Grotto you can go to. You've got the new Island Tower, the restaurants you can visit. So, I mean, you have lots of really, really good dining options here, just in general. That's something to think about. Also, for the pools, you can call Disney and actually book yourself a cabana. Okay, something also is in high demand. So as soon as you can do it, when you book your reservation, if you can do it early out, book a cabana, because you can reserve a cabana at the Polynesian, at the pool, and you can have that cabana for you and your group, your party, for the whole day. You can book it multiple days. You can have that little private space by the pool for yourself. So that's a declassified tip there. The location, you actually can't beat as well. You have triple logistics. You've got, the monorail. You've got ferry boats. You've got a walking path to Magic Kingdom. Lots of options in terms of transportation. The cons. All right, let's get into this, because there are some. The resort is a major tourist hub. So depending, if you're in low season at Disney, it's not going to be busy. Don't worry about it. If it's a high season, well, people go to the Polynesian just to see it, so it can get pretty busy. The price, it is expensive. So look, as I said, these are pricey rooms. So look into even renting DVC points as an option to soften the blow there. Now, in terms of something else that is not really talked about much, a little bit of overexposure. The fireworks view is great. But, the first night you get there, you go out, you see the fireworks. Wow, you got the music pipe down your room. It's magical. Second night. Yeah, okay, yeah, sure. Yeah, some more fireworks, yeah. Third night. Fourth night. Fifth night. Please stop. It gets to be a lot where you're trying to sleep after a long day at the parks and the fireworks are just blowing off. And then, a new group arrives near when you're checking out, and they're enthralled with the fireworks. And so they're blasting it on their balcony and patio, and you're pulling your hair out. Like, please stop. But you remember what it was like when you first showed up. So there's that. So that can get old after the first couple nights. What else can get old after the first couple of nights? If you've got the preferred view of the lagoon, well, this. Meh. Meh. Does that sound annoying? Believe me, it's annoying. What is it? It's my best impersonation of the ferry, because it comes right when you're trying to sleep. And the lagoon, and right down across the lagoon as you're laying down to sleep. It could be whatever, 10:30, 11 p.m. after a long day at the parks, and just the man goes, and you're like, oh God, please stop that. So bring earplugs. I would say, if you're staying with that preferred view. So boy, is that annoying, and I'm sure you thought it was annoying just from me doing that imitation, but you had to kind of feel my pain. And that was the only way I could think about giving it and letting you share that with me. So this being said, do you do the Polynesian? Is it worth it? Is it worth the cost? I'm going to say yes, at least once in your life. If you're a Disney fan and you got to cross it off your bucket list, it is worth staying there. But and here's the but. To make it more affordable for you, you can consider renting DVC points, because we have another video on Disney planning and Disney promotions you can check out. Take advantage of Disney promotions if there are any. Take advantage of a bounce back, which can save you a lot of money at deluxe resorts. And take advantage of DVC rentals. So in other words, check out our promotional planning video, where you can find ways to save money to actually make Polynesian happen for you. That's what I would suggest. So, all right, there you have it. DWD crew, the Polynesian, legendary. So, check out our other long form videos. And, well, come on. You know where we're going to see you. We're going to see you at the Polynesian. But you won't see us. DWD, Disney World Declassified. Oh.